So this is something extraordinary. How is it that the Quran, we have not examined the Quran. As an ummah, we have a romantic attachment to the Quran. Most of us say, oh, the Quran, what a great book, and have never even read it. They've never read it, right? We're like people in the restaurant who look at the menu for 50 years and never order to taste the food. We just look at the headlines, right? Right? You go into the restaurant and it says shish kebab, and you don't even know what that is. And you just look at it and stare at it. And the garçon comes to the table and says, would you like to take your order? I'm still thinking about it, right? Really, that's what we're like. We're like people that have never bothered to taste the food that Allah has given us. Food for thought, right? Food for thought. The Quran, and this is why this romantic attachment to Islam is a flimsy attachment. It's an attachment that leads to extremities. It's an attachment that leads to passion when one is impassioned. And passion, as every ancient Arab knows, is something that is incompatible with the intellect. Like in the story Imam al-Qushayri mentions about the Usfur, there was a sparrow on the top of Sulaiman's place of worship, and he was trying to convince a female sparrow that he was a worthy mate, and she wasn't paying any attention. This is a story. And he said, you know, if I wanted, I'd turn this dome right over on the head of Sulaiman for you. And so Sulaiman, who knew who knew the interpretation of the birds, called him down. And he comes down, he's all shaking, and his little sparrow heart's beating. And he says, Sulaiman alayhi salam says to him, what made you say that ridiculous remark? And the sparrow said, oh, Prophet of Allah, don't you know that lovers are never taken into account for what they say in the presence of their beloved? Right? In other words, I was in a state of passion. You can't take me into account.